Hello, my name is Andy and I'm a third year biology major.
Hi, I'm Ross. I'm a fourth-year bio major.
Hi, and I'm Dylan, a fourth-year biology major as well.
Hello, my name is Andy and I'm the anchor for Channel 54, Bulldogs on Your Side. Today we'll be talking about how humanity has advanced so far in architectural feats where we're able to create giants that are no shorter than 330 feet and no taller than 2,700 feet, and how these monoliths of urbanization are impacting how we live in modern society and how many species around us live. Because of these monoliths, we are able to live in densely packed populations. With that brings in like a city life and a nightlife where cities like New York City have cars, people, and just noise and active pollution occurring through day. It's the city that never sleeps. And one of the species when we don't consider about like how this is impacting are avians. Though many of us consider pigeons and ravens as examples of species and birds that are able to coexist with humans in these densely populated areas, what we're not thinking about is the millions and hundreds of other avian birds that aren't able to successfully and how we're impacting it. So today, I brought our guest scientist, Gilius Boozer, to the scene to talk about some statistics.
Thanks, Andy. Hi, my name is Dylan, and I'm a biology major at Fresno State, and I'm here to share some statistics on the bird fatalities. Even in trying to estimate the actual amount of bird fatalities due to collisions, there is difficulty in a limited number of studies trying to improve the data. In one article, the estimated birth deaths due to building collisions based on 23 studies put the number at 365 to 988 million birds. What is even more surprising is that the deaths are higher at low rises with roughly 56%, residences at 44%, high rises with only 1%. In fact, the collisions amount for so many annual bird deaths, it is second only to pet and feral cat predation. The studies also show that the higher ratio of surface area covered by glass increased, so did the mortalities. Along with the presence and height of vegetation, how much light is emitted from a window, yet another shocking finding is that mortality is higher in rural areas than urban areas, and if there is a bird feeder present. This data revealed that 5 species are more impacted than other species of birds. As a further refinement and broadening of the scope of how to estimate building collision mortalities, in this study they used 2 citizen science datasets to more accurately estimate bird mortality. It expands upon the 5 affected species found in the previous study and instead shows that 20% of species are affected. In fact, building collisions have helped create a decrease in the avian population by 11 to 31%. But this data has huge fluctuations in the breeding population size and lower accuracy for the estimate. Some species are considered super colliders, while some species are considered super avoiders.
Moving on to a table that considers the number of collisions that occurred throughout the survey as the year progressed, we are seeing an increase in the number of occurring during the early part of the calendar year. A large amount of the collisions occurred in April, which is usually the breeding season for many migratory birds, and the last part of the spring migration for many local species in the area of the survey. The table on the right shows which buildings the survey was focused on had more collisions. It was concluded that there was a correlation between the height of the building and the number of collisions. These collisions could not be explained by the migrant species simply not knowing the area, but that cannot be confirmed at this stage of the study. What we do know is that the height of a building does correlate with increased amount of collisions. Furthermore, researchers have observed a disproportionately vulnerable list of species at risk of building collisions with all types of buildings. Of the 92,869 records that were used for analysis, the species most reported as being killed by a building was the white-throated sparrow, followed by the dark-eyed junco, ovenbird, and song sparrow. This is not unexpected as the species represent significantly larger populations, and there is a high significant correlation between population size and fatality counts. Per the National Birds of Conservation Concern, there are several species in this category that are highly vulnerable to building collisions. The species are golden-winged warblers, painted buntings, Canada warbler, wood thrush, Kentucky warbler, and worm-eating warbler. Now back to you, Andy.
Thank you, Dylan. Those are really interesting facts. Now we'll pass it over to our reporter on the field, Canary Larry.
Canary Larry, stop preening yourself. We're live.
Wait, we're live?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Oh, you guys didn't see that, right? Okay, my bad. Well, let's get back to matters at hand. So we're going to be talking about birds, and we're going to be talking about light pollution today. So light pollution plays a massive part in migrational birds, especially ones during, certain times of migration. Since, we know when birds are going to migrate now. We've been watching them for a couple hundred years. We know when the light should be turned off or dimmed for these birds so they don't get distracted. One solution that we could do, like I stated before, is we can dim or turn off the lights to help the birds who are migrating at night not get distracted and fly into buildings, or just help them with their migrational path. But there's also many other solutions. Another one I'm going to state is vegetation and an environmentally friendly approach. An environmentally friendly approach would be having trees or vegetation on rooftops. It kind of gives places for birds to, relax, nest, or just perch. Another situation we could do is like the trees around the Science 2 building, where there's a bunch of them blocking the windows, which help to block the reflection of architecture like this, which is very reflective and doesn't really have any areas to stop the reflections. But adding trees to an environment like this right here would be perfect to block the reflections, and it can even help the birds in the long run. And another situation which we could, add to help the birds is adding mullions. Mullions are a type of architecture which breaks up the surface of a window, which helps to break up the reflection, which is perfect. A lot of modern buildings have been adding stuff like this, which it's perfect for the birds because, like I said before, it breaks up the reflections and it's just overall better. And here is a perfect example of what happens when, for example, this dove flies into a window. It's flying as it normally would on any normal day, just forward into a building that has no tree coverage or any mullions to break up the displacement of the light. And little does the dove know that today might be its last day. And it flies into the window, causing a massive explosion, killing the dove and ending its life, all because we couldn't have anything to displace the light and to stop the reflection. Poor dove. Now that's all from me on my end. Let me send it back to our head reporter right now.
Thanks, Ross, for that interesting field information. For some more solutions for the issues birds face with buildings is the use of vegetation on and around large-scale buildings. It was found in a study that the richness of birds was increased by having buildings having elevated greenery such as roof gardens or green walls. The use of gardens have also shown to improve bird species because the different types of vegetation used in it is important to consider what species you're trying to help in order to properly design new buildings.
Hello. Today we're going to talk about what some would say is the biggest gang in America, corvids. Should we really support the movement? ACAB. On our next segment.
Here's a list of our references. Thank you for watching our video. Have a great day.